The CIA has reportedly concluded that the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman ordered the assassination of the Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi in Turkey last month. But the Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, now says he's seen no evidence that's true.
I do believe I've read every piece of intelligence, unless it's come in the last few hours. I think I've read it all. There is no direct reporting connecting the Crown Prince to the order to murder Jamal Khashoggi.
Secretary Pompeo was on Capitol Hill with the Defense Secretary James Mattis to brief lawmakers on the civil war in Yemen and the U.S. relationship with the Saudi kingdom. The Senate is right now debating a measure to withdraw U.S. support for a Saudi-led military coalition. Some members of Congress are calling for the administration to punish Saudi Arabia for Khashoggi's murder. But Pompeo and Mattis say degrading ties between the two countries would be a mistake. Rich Edson reporting live from the State Department.
Shep, the administration's pitch in this briefing is that it is in the national security interest of the United States to maintain its alliance with Saudi Arabia and to continue supporting that Saudi coalition in Yemen. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo saying, according to his prepared remarks in this briefing, quote, "We want to keep Saudi Arabia in America's column because the alternative is co-optation by China and Russia." Pompeo also wrote in today's Wall Street Journal that the Trump administration would consider more punishment for Saudi Arabia if new information came to light on the murder of Jamal Khashoggi. CIA Director Haspel went late last month to Turkey. She met with Turkish investigators there who were looking into the murder of Jamal Khashoggi. She was not at today's briefing, despite the fact that Democrats and Republicans requested her attendance.
It was inadequate because the CIA was not there. So the question for me is whether or not the CIA supports the conclusion with a high degree of confidence that the Crown Prince was complicit in the murder of Mr. Khashoggi.
The Republican chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, Bob Corker, said that it was apparent to the senators in that room today that the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman was responsible for the death of Jamal Khashoggi and that the Crown Prince is out of control. There's that bipartisan group of senators who are pushing for the United States to end its support of the Saudi coalition that's fighting in Yemen. To that, the Defense Secretary James Mattis said in his opening statement, quote, "Pulling back our limited U.S. military support, our weapons sales to our partners, and our protection of the Saudi and Emirati populations would be misguided on the eve of the promising initial negotiations." Secretary Pompeo said they're hopefully in the next couple of months going to reach some type of ceasefire, secure a ceasefire there. The Saudi coalition is fighting Iranian-backed Houthis in Yemen. Meanwhile, the United Nations has called this the worst man-made humanitarian crisis of our time, with 3/4 of the population in Yemen needing humanitarian assistance. Shep?
Rich Edson reporting from the State Department.